Welcome to What Was He Thinking? My name is A.B. Bracewell. Today I'm going to be your personal tour guide through a man's psyche. Take this journey as we explore why a man thinks the way he thinks, why a man acts the way he acts, and why a man feels the way he feels. No question is off limits, and no topic is too hard. By the end of the show, you'll have a better understanding and a better insight of who we are as men. So my next question comes from a young lady from Jersey City. Let's see what she has to say. There is a guy that I've been attracted to for quite some time now. And about a week ago, we began calling and texting each other. So you can only imagine how excited I was when he asked me out on a date. So we went out for dinner and some drinks, and of course I was dressed to kill, looking good. He couldn't keep his eyes or hands off of me. So when he dropped me off, I did not want the night to end, so I invited him in for a nightcap. Perhaps watch a movie or have a glass of wine. But the movie ended up watching us. Yes, we did it right there in the living room. This was not my intentions, but I also did not fight it. We had a real connection, a strong attraction. We are both grown, and now I feel even more attached to him. I realized that I had sex with him faster than I was supposed to, and faster than I wanted to. And now I'm worried about what he might think of me. So my question is, what do men really think when a woman has sex with them too quickly? That's a tough one. That's a tough one, and a lot of young ladies run into this type of situation. They have this trouble where where you kind of feel that opening yourself up sexually to somebody, making yourself sexually available to somebody will make them emotionally available to you, when that's not really the case when it comes to men. When it comes to men, the only time our hearts are really attached to our genitals is when we're ready to form an erection or something like that. But let me get right into answering your question. So you had sex with this guy kind of quickly, and now you're wondering, what do men really think when you have sex too fast? Now, I always like to answer my questions from a different angle, from different perspectives, because all guys aren't the same. All guys will not feel or think the same, no matter what it is. So I broke this down into sections like I usually do. So you have what I call the sports and entertainment guy. Then you're going to have the guy that I call the collector. Then you're going to have the type of guy that I call the retiree. Then you're going to have the perfect gentleman, or this guy could be the scientist. These are the 5 different type of guys, 5 different categories that I broke down. So let's start with the sports and entertainment guy. See, the sports and entertainment guy, for him, sex is only to satisfy his boredom, his loneliness, or his horniness. He does it just for the sport of it. He does it just for the entertainment of it. He has sex for very selfish reasons. This is the type of guy that after the deal is done, after you're done doing what you're doing, you'll feel him pulling away from you. Instead of developing that emotional attachment that you're developing or that you want, he'll go the other direction, because it was all about the physical from day one. He'll never take it any deeper than that, because he never had any intentions to take it any deeper than that. For this guy, you're just another notch on his belt. You're just another story to tell his friends. You're just really another body that he added to his count. This sports and entertainment guy is the hit it and quit it type of guy. So if you happen to have sex with this guy on the first date, or if you have sex with this guy on the 10th or 20th date. It really doesn't matter, because he already knows what he wants and he knows what he doesn't want. And what he doesn't want is you, and what he wants is sex. So this is how this guy is going to look at you, no matter what the situation is. The next guy that I mentioned is the collector. Now this guy, he also would hit it, but he's not the one that would hit it and quit it. He's the guy that would stick around. And he sticks around, he keeps you around because he's probably having sex with multiple women. That's why I call him the collector. Now, this guy, he has a need to have a rotation of women, I would say, on his roster. So it's very dangerous for a woman that has sex too quick with this guy, because he's very confusing. And he's confused because he doesn't know exactly what he wants, and he'll confuse you by sending these mixed messages, because he likes to do the relationship things. He almost likes to play that relationship position, and of course he likes to have relations, but he doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. And this is the type of guy that will keep you around, that would do all those things, even see the kids, take you to the grocery store, maybe even give you some money every now and then, might even come to holidays with the family, but there's never a commitment. So having sex with this guy, it depends on what you want in life. It depends on what you're looking for. But if you're one that's looking for that strong emotional attachment, this may not be the type of guy that you want to jump into bed with real quickly. See, he enjoys the benefits of what you bring to the table, but he doesn't necessarily enjoy you as a whole. He's the type of guy that give pieces of himself to you. And he's probably delivering pieces of himself to several different type of women. So you have to be very careful with jumping into the bed with a guy that I call the collector. The next guy, I call him the perfect gentleman. This guy, he's kind, he's respectful, he has a mind for relationship and marriage. This guy, he has a strong spiritual side to him. But the only thing about this guy, he has a tendency to backslide also. So don't believe just because he's the perfect gentleman that he would not be willing and open to having sex with you on the first date. The thing about the perfect gentleman is that he harbors a feeling of guilt afterwards. And this guilt is easily turned inward, or it can be easily turned outward, depending on where he is. And when he turns that guilt inward, he's holding himself with a high level of shame, a high level of guilt. And you'll see this guy walk away because he feels he's not worthy, because he didn't live up to this level of perfection that he has painted for himself. Now, if this guilt turns outwardly, he automatically points at you as saying you're not worthy, or you're just some type of temptress, or you're some type of individual that will distract him from his goals or from the journey that he is on in his life. The next guy that you might encounter if you have sex with too early, or that if you feel too quick, will be the retiree. The retiree is the guy that's basically been there and done that. He's played all the games that he has to play, and he's at a level in life where he's more mature and he's kind of looking to settle down. He's made some mistakes in life, and through those mistakes, he realized that he's lost some great women. So he's now ready to actually live out the knowledge and the maturity and the experience that he has learned through those mistakes. So with this retiree, he approaches relationships and he approaches women with a more holistic view. So having sex with this type of guy too early may not have such a negative impact as you might think. And it probably wouldn't have such a negative impact as it will with the other guys that I spoke about. Because this guy, he knows that women are just as sexual as men are. And with his maturity and with his experience in life, he has realized that women are not or doesn't have to be put in a category or automatically judged because of that action. So this is the guy that's actually really ready to settle down. So having sex with him on the first date may not be a death sentence to the relationship. And the last guy that I want to speak about is the scientist. This is the guy where it's just chemistry. And that's why I call him the scientist. It doesn't matter if you had sex with him on the first date or if you had sex with him 2 years down the line. You guys just had this natural connection that couldn't be broken, and it was without judgment. It was without putting you in any type of category. It doesn't matter how many guys you slept with before him, and it doesn't matter how quickly you slept with him. This guy is just willing to overlook all those things because the connection and the attraction and the love that he has for you is just that strong. Now, the only issue is you never know what type of guy you're dealing with if you do have sex with him too quickly. If you have sex with a guy on the first date, you don't know if he's a sports and entertainment guy. You don't know if he's the scientist. You don't know if he's a retiree. You don't know if he's the perfect gentleman because you do not know him well enough yet. So you run the risk of getting hurt. You run the risk of having a broken heart. It's possible that you might start a beautiful relationship. So, the choice is yours. I just want to put that information out there so you know the type of guy that you might be dealing with. Now, just to sum it up and give you a final thought on all that I spoke about pursuing a man or having sex with a man too early. There's a song that Jay-Z made a few years ago. The song was called Soon You'll Understand. And it was this line in that song which says, take your time when you're liking a guy, because if he senses that your feelings is too strong, then his pimp will die. And when he was referring to the word pimp, he was not referring to a woman or a prostitute or a man soliciting sex. What he was referring to is a man's attraction towards you. That thing that men have in them that makes them pursue you. That thing that makes us go after you. That thing that makes us chase the woman that we really want. And what he is saying is, if a man senses that the feelings are too strong, you're having sex with him too early, or you're pursuing him too tightly, there's something in him that will die. That attraction, that intrigue, that mystery that makes a man go after you will die a little bit. It's very important for all men to invest in a woman, because that's the return on it. He values the return on his investment. So what I'm really trying to say, if a man invests a little bit in you and he gets a return on his investment, he's not going to value that return. But if a man invests a lot, he gives a lot of time, a lot of attention, a lot of affection, a lot of love, a lot of investment, then I can guarantee you he's going to value and he's going to cherish his return on investment.